The new Modus Super Series champion. Yes!
What a finish!
The silencer, Sneed! And it is that shot wins week 6.
Maximum checkout.
He's done it.
And he starts bullseye. Oh no.
This would be to win it. Brilliantly done.
Oh boy, it's tops. Oh, that's so impressive. Yates has got double 16. And he's bolted it. Yes!
Group B was brilliant last night here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. If it's even half as good as it was yesterday, we should be in for an absolute cracker. The action on the way very shortly. Welcome to the Live Lounge here in Portsmouth, where we are on the cusp of finals night. But who will qualify from Group B? That is the question. And I know what you're thinking. Why have you come dressed as each other? Paul Nicholson, the asset, is alongside me. A case in point of why you should liaise before you get to the studio. But I've got a far more important question for you, Paul. Group C, it feels like deja vu from what we saw yesterday. Thorpe was sensational 24 hours ago, and he's backed it up again today.
It just goes to show, doesn't it, how well he played yesterday is amplified by the fact that he lost 5 legs today. Yesterday, he only lost the 1. He set 3-4 records in his first 2 days here. It is a combination of him playing well as his opponents not playing to the best of their ability. That has to be understood. The fact is that Tyler was so much better. If he'd been pushed a lot more, maybe he would have maybe lost a couple of games, but he looked so ready to make Saturday on debut. That was a great campaign.
The evidence is clear for all to see when we look at this Group C table. You look at the leg difference there, 34 in terms of Tyler Thorpe's leg difference. Joe Mernon is a chasm behind with just 3, but he's qualified as well. And really, with the way that Thorpe dominated, that's all he could have hoped for.
Absolutely. When Joe had 6 points overnight from Thursday, he will have been elated because he didn't play anywhere near his best. And by the time we got to round 4, it was a case of Thorpe is through. Who's the person who's going to put themselves in that position to get through as well? And it just so happens that Mernon, when he was in the match with Nika Toulier in match 14, he was able to get it into a winner-takes-all situation and then play the best game of his group. So timing was paramount, and he timed it perfectly.
So we know who's through from Group C. What about tonight, Group B? Let's have a look at how things are shaping up. And leading the way, because he got the bulk of his work done last night, Paul, is Graham Hall. And in a group that was very competitive for the most part, Graham set out his stall, he planted his flag in the ground, and he said, I am the man to beat. And he just needs a victory tonight, and he's through.
Yes, because everybody's got at least 1 win. The algorithm of Group B states that if you have 8 points after night 1, you only need 1 win to assure yourself of a Saturday night. Graham will be very pleased with the way he played. He'll be very pleased with the way he reacted when people got close to him, because earlier in the week, when people got close to him, he would let games go. That wasn't happening last night, especially in his last game, where he averaged 110 plus. And it's always best when you put in your best performance in the last match, because you leave this place on a high, and when you come back, you think, okay, let's do the same again.
Okay, well, let's take a look at what the bookies think when it comes to this Group B, and it will come as absolutely no surprise that Graham Hall is the odds-on favourite to win the group outright. But we've seen stranger things happen, and look at some of the prices there. Jared Cole 50 to 1, Carl Sneed is at 80s.
Yeah, that's a bit of a surprise for me. I see Carl in 4th position, but it was a very frustrating night for him last night. In leg 6 in a couple of his games, he clawed his way back into a match. He would ultimately lose those 2 games. But I think there's enough evidence from last night's action to suggest that Sneed will be very good this evening. I'm putting under pressure because I think he'll be ready. So 80-1, bit flummoxed by that. I think Hull wins the group, but I think Sneed will qualify.
Well, we've had a brilliant week here at the Modus Super Series, and there is more excellent darts just around the corner. Let's take a look at who we've got for you next week.
Could be deadly. Ball. Bingo! It's on though. And it's there.
On the full flag, Jonathan.
Level 20. It's Scott Campbell, the Brave. And kicks off of a maximum.
The weekly winner is Steve West!
Yeah, it's another top plus checker from West.
Steve West. Wow. What a match. What a performance. Make it 3, double 12. What a win for Jamie Durrant.
Oh, what a shot! That's incredible. The group is his.
Week 11 is almost here, the penultimate week of the series, and the eagle-eyed amongst you might have spotted earlier on that Shane McGurk was involved in Group B. He has withdrawn and has since been replaced by Steve West, but look at that lineup, it is stacked, particularly that Group B, West, Manby and Durrant. That looks mouth-watering, doesn't it? Make sure you're with us on Pluto TV, that's where all the action will unfold. Well, what about tonight then? Group B action for you here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. And Jared Cole is hoping for a much better day than he had yesterday. Alex Small was there or thereabouts, but no one could really stop Graham Small from setting out his stall as the runaway leader of this group. For Jared, he started okay and then just kind of fell away. He changed his equipment halfway through and he was telling us that it was more of a mental thing, a peace of mind thing, rather than anything particularly wrong with his throw or his equipment. But he will be hoping for a much improved performance this evening than what he had yesterday. The legend that is Paul Hinks on the mic for us tonight here
First leg,
at the
Alex
Live Lounge.
First. Game on.
And it will be Alex Small to get us going on this Friday night in Group B. And I guess the conundrum for Jared is just, can I play better than I did last night?
140.
I can't argue with that. I've seen worse nights on a Thursday, but obviously when Jared left
58.
around 1:30 in the morning, he lost 4-0 to Small after averaging high 70s.
81.
And I'm sure for the next hour or hour and a half, he was wondering what happened. But the good thing is, if you can get a decent night's sleep,
85.
there is this ability to turn it around. Tomorrow is another day, as they say. And if you've got 2 points, and second position, which is Alex Small, has only got 4, you can turn this around rather quickly. We'll address leg difference as and when we need to. It's just about getting points early on tonight. .68 left.
81.
Cole needs something big to pressurise in this first leg. Been impressed with Small over the last couple of days. He showed great fighting spirit
59.
and a better engine, being able to play all the way to the end of his roster. This has been part of his week, stepping back on important doubles.
49.
But he has offered Cole a chance.
122.
He's going to move across and try and thread his way through to that treble. Can't find it. Might eye up the bullseye. He does.
61.
Now, ironically,
I'll
double
count
five was the
10.
bane of Jared Cole yesterday. Can Alex Small find that same target? He'll need to burn a dart.
Getting shown the first leg.
But the
Alex
result
Small.
is the same, and it's the first leg on the board for Alex Small tonight.
Second leg, Jared to
1-0
through first.
to-
Game on.
The man who, as you say, is currently second in this group, and it's a bit like the final day of the football season, isn't it? Where there are about 4,200
134.
permutations, but we don't need those just yet.
Yeah, that's for the second half of the night.
81.
But make sure that when we talk about those permutations, you are part of the conversation. I think in order for that to happen,
59.
Cole needs to win one of his first 2 games. He's the person who last night finished the schedule. Tonight, he finishes first. His last game is against Carl Sneed in
60.
Game 8. He's the one posting the target. If he's unable to do that, then
92.
he's going to be eliminated and overtaken in the 2 games that happen when he's left that stage.
140.
For Alex Small yesterday, he was the first player in this group to post an average above 90.
60.
He averaged 95 in his game against Harry Wardwell, 94.98, there or thereabouts.
100.
Interestingly enough,
Jared
Harry
Carl,
Ward was a player who
156.
got better as the night went on. 2 in the treble for Jared.
120.
Can't find the double for
Alex Carl,
156.
120.
That was a close call. Alec is looking elsewhere.
80.
He decided not to
Jared
move
Carl,
for the single.
36.
The moment he hits the flight, the moment he risks missing the single. Sign of maturity here. 2 darts, not close.
18.
A lot closer with
Alex Carl,
dart 3.
40.
But offers leg 2 to Small if he can find tops after his single miss in the previous visit.
Game shown in the second leg, Alex Small.
Halfway there for Alex Small.
Third leg, Alex to through first. Game on.
Well, Jared is a player who's produced magical moments on that stage, and we saw a flash of it yesterday. He changed his darts
131.
after not liking how his initial set were going and hit a 167. But it was in vain in the end as he didn't win
99.
that particular match. But not too far away on the big double 18 finish. And there's a big score from Small, the first maximum of this match.
Not bad at all from Small.
125.
Not bad in response from Cole. Feels like everything rhymes in this group. I don't know why. Hall, Small, Cole.
134.
Everything rhymes. But Alec is playing to a very high level here. He's averaging nearly 101.
100.
He's putting a lot of
Alex Carl,
pressure on Jared.
56.
Could be on an 11 darter here. This is a change of plan.
Getting shown
Earlier in
third
the week,
leg,
he was
Alex
going
Small.
20 double 18 on 56. And I
Fourth leg,
admire the
Jared
fact
to
that he's
third
able
first,
to
game on.
change, and now he's 3-0 up again on Jared. This is a great performance so far, the
100.
best he's played this week against anybody. Had a bit of clarification as well earlier from Alec. We had a bit of an exchange
140.
via one of our production staff. I speculated that the blue flight might have been because he's a
57.
Cardiff City fan. Apparently, he's a Swansea City fan and took it the wrong way. So then he made a Sunderland joke at me, and then I said, well, I'm going to call him a Cardiff City
27.
fan for saying that. So over to you, Alec. You can say the next thing.
To be fair, his flights are red, white and blue, and I'm pretty sure Sunderland's third kit or away kit's blue this season, so
82.
he's even sticking it to you with his flights.
Well done, Alec. Patience is a virtue. I'll see you in 2027.
Well, nobody won a match 4-0 last night in Group B. Could we see our first bagel?
134.
Alex Small will certainly be hoping so.
134.
That's a lovely switch.
128.
He's got some rhythm about his game here tonight, and Cole is forced to take this out potentially, which he won't.
38. Alekar,
This could be just the injection that Small needs to vault his way up the table here tonight for a 4-0 victory in the first game.
92.
He's missed his chance, and
Jonathan
Cole is
Carr,
hanging
90.
on.
$65. Alekar, 24.
Close, but not close enough for Jared Cole. Double 12. Double 6.
Game shown in the match, Alex Small.
And he gets the victory over Jared Cole, much like he did yesterday in Group B. And Alex Small is looking to engineer a position towards the top end of this group. Graham Hall is still in the pole position, but he's not a million miles behind. A good victory, a comprehensive victory, averaging around about 97. Impressive on the doubles. And he ends up winning by 4-0.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. We've just seen our first 4-0 of the evening, and Alex Small is in a very strong position all of a sudden. And his leg difference has just taken a very nice jolt. But Carl Sneed is back. Starts the evening in 4th position. 2 points behind Harry Ward in 3rd. But this man, Graham Hall, has not lost in this group so far and has played some really good stuff, including his game with Sneed in the early hours of this morning. It was the best game of the week, standard-wise. There's no doubt about that. 110.87 for Hall. Sneed clung on with a 99 average and 50% on his doubles, but he didn't have the darts in the last leg. Tonight, he has them, and he's got to use them effectively to try and get in the top 3, potentially by the end of this match. If he loses, he's still going to be 4th. If he wins, he will be 3rd. But Harry Ward will have a game in hand.
Well, in and amongst that 110.87 average for Graham Hall, he hit 5 maximums, 4 of those coming in the first 3 legs. His first 3 darts of the match was a 180. There was a 13 darter in there. He was so impressive, and as you say, Carl Sneed didn't play poorly yesterday by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe just didn't get much of the rub of the green. And we saw the
140
view of the odds makers before this group kicked off this evening, and Sneed is a rank outsider at 80 to 1 to usurp this man he's playing against, which is, yes, we know, unlikely, but it just goes to show, one, the dominance of Hall in a very competitive group, and 2, sometimes things aren't quite as bad as they seem on face value, and Carl Sneed will be hoping to cling on to a bit of positivity tonight.
It does make me laugh that the odds compilers don't fancy Sneed in this situation.
61.
However, if you were to put Carl Sneed into Group C the last couple of days, he would have walked into that 2nd spot. I can say that confidently. His lowest average last night was 85.76. His best was 99. He lost with both of those averages. And this was after he won his first game against Alex Small 4-2 with almost a 90 average. It was just a really frustrating evening. That could work out. He's still got 1 dart at tops. And he's at it again. He's broken Sneed immediately.
Second leg, Graham to throw first.
He's got green all over his shirt, but right now, the 4 competitors behind him in the table, all they're seeing is blue. This flash behind him because it feels like Hall is ready to sprint to Saturday.
66.
All they're seeing is dust because he's just absolutely burned off into the lead in this group. Speaking
59.
to Carl Sneed yesterday, mentioned how he was playing the new Football Manager game to take his mind off of the darts on his way down on the train. Other football coaching simulators are available, of course. Maximum from Hall. As we say, hit 5 yesterday against Carl Sneed.
Our colleague Matthew Edgar's a fan of said platform.
Well, I think Carl Sneed was until about halfway through his train journey yesterday, where he got sacked as manager of Manchester United, which is easy done.
140.
Yeah, but didn't Ruben Amorim today get manager of the month? Which, yeah, it's not April Fool's Day. That actually happened.
100. Graham Carl 115.
Oh, he wanted big 18. A sarcastic thumbs up because he was looking at tops if he hit big 18 and he slips the wrong side
75.
of the wire. Thankfully, it shouldn't be too critical in terms of damage done to himself.
140.
I'm starting to think this is personal. Why is Graham Hall playing so spectacularly against Sneed?
Being shot on the second leg, Graham Hall.
He's averaging 107 again.
Third leg, Calder through first. Game on.
I think Carl is going to think, well, what have I done to you?
$60.
This happens in darts. It's a bit of a mystery. You get these people who always play well against you. It's like Darryl Gurney against Michael Van Gerwen. Michael would chuck in 111 average and Darryl would still beat him.
140.
It's like Rob Cross against Chris Dobey. I've seen Rob average over 110 against Chris
60.
multiple times and he loses every time. Some people have just got this ability.
Who is your kryptonite?
Pick one. There's probably 3.
41.
Steve Lennon, Andrew Gilding, and Raymond van Barneveld.
60.
I couldn't have beat Steve Lennon with a stick, honestly. He had some sort of spell over me.
$180.
Graham Hall is the one with the wand, and he's waving it. Look at the demeanour of Sneed right now. I know he's not playing his
60.
best game here, but he is being hit hard.
He's just being repeatedly
60.
punched in the face by Graham Hall. And again, it's so difficult to keep your chin up when you're not playing badly, but you're getting absolutely
100.
nothing.
Graham,
Look at his look to
80.
the heavens there. It tells you everything you need to know.
Finally, I find a treble 20. Double top.
Game show on the
My
third
word,
leg,
this is
Graham
good.
Hall.
This is not a
Fourth leg,
good
Graham between
situation
first. Game on.
for Carl Sneed. The last thing he needs is his leg difference to be butchered. This is how good this performance has been. And now we're on the cusp of Graham Hall getting to Saturday after 5 rounds in Group B. 1 win is good
140.
enough, and his ticket will be punched. He'll be in there with Steve Green. He'll be in there with Tyler Thorpe. He'll be in there with
57.
Mernon. And he's not missing doubles.
And he's not giving Carl Sneed the opportunity to hit doubles either. Sneed's not had a sniff.
100.
Hall is on the cusp of something I like to call the everything bagel. That's a bit of a New York thing.
96.
He wins 4-0 and he's got something from every column. 180s. Big percentage on the doubles. And it really doesn't look like Sneed's going to get a dart at a double.
177.
There's
This might be better than the performance from last night.
Well, there's the 170 something off your bingo card.
100. Graham, your car 84.
End in 11. He's going to go 13s. Well, the wise play there was to go single 19 and 20 to leave tops. Because of where he went, he's still now got to burn a dart to get to the double. I'm being
98.
super critical
Graham, your car
to someone
56.
who's averaging 106.
Two at tops to win it 4-0. Double 10.
Game show on the mat,
Comprehensive
Graham Hall.
from Graham Hall, who has booked his spot through to Saturday night. He only needed to win 1 game today. He's done it in the first game, and he's done it with a 103.66 average, 2 maximums, 80% on the outer ring, 4 out of 5 on his doubles. He didn't allow Carl Sneed a single dart to check out the leg. Graham Hall has made this group his own, and he has bageled Carl Sneed by 4 legs to 0.
He will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have
Graham
1 dart.
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game. of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit.
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Dart at tops for the match to win 4-1. And he Dart at double 16 gets the job done there for Jurgen van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2.
Did he go for tops, or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the second time. Adam Gablas has been eliminated. Keep us guessing. This time he's trying to leave double 18. He knows best, and he takes the lead. He's 2 darts away from a Super Series final. He's 1 dart away. He doesn't need any more darts. Jeff Smith makes the Series 11 final. Is Usher losing his cool a little bit here?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'd say the head's gone. And you don't have long to recover. It is very, very short format darts. Vansky's halfway to victory.
He only needs one more. Jimmy Vansky is yet again into a Modus Super Series final.
Flashback vibes. Can Jimmy Vansky do the same? Just needs the one treble here on the 19s. Finds it. For the ball.
101.
Oh, unlucky. A lot of pressure on it. He kind of split it. 2 darts for double 4 for the match.
Game. Go. And the Modus Super Series 11 champion, Jeff Smith.
Graham Hall is through to tomorrow night here at the Modus Super Series. A comprehensive victory, 103.66 the average. He hit 2 maximums and a 177 in his 4-0 demolition of the bomber, Carl Sneed. And that's 2 4-0s on the spin we've had here in Group B tonight. The last 2 games of the afternoon session finished 4-0 as well. It's reading a little bit like a Monzo Bank sort code at the moment. 4-0, 0-4, 4-0, crazy stuff. Harry Ward back up on the oche after yesterday, in which he was very slow to get going and had to wait patiently for his first victory in the group, but in the end ended up making a very good fist of yesterday. Jared is looking for his first win in the group in a while after losing 4-0 a couple of matches ago to kick off this evening's session.
First leg, Jared through
He
first.
needs a bit of momentum.
Game on.
He needs a bit of form, and momentum is a good way to describe Ward, because there were a couple of moments yesterday where he picked up quite big finishes, and that gave him a lift. It gave him a boost of confidence.
Every now and again, you need to do something that makes you believe that you're playing well.
42.
I'm not really sure that Graham Hall needs much more evidence. Just done a quick calculation. After playing 11 legs
45.
against Carl Sneed the last couple of nights, he's averaging over 107 against him. So there's definitely something in that
100.
fixture that Graham likes. Now Jared's got to find something that he likes against Big H, because his first
44.
loss against Harry in his career came yesterday. So if Big H gets off to another slow start
99.
tonight, Jared's got to expose that. Get himself 2 points at the halfway point of his evening. And then when he comes back to take on Graham Hall in Game 6,
139.
use that as the vaulting platform for the evening. He might have to win the remainder of his games to get through.
50.
He doesn't do things the easy way anyway. He's got so much experience here, but the
59.
last time when he was successful, he won week 12 in Series 10. He was 6th in Group A.
41.
He just got through in Group C in second
114.
spot, but then just getting to the Saturday, it's as if the pressure was lifted. And then he played really, really well. Double top.
94.
Narrowly misses out, but he will return.
$100. Jared 20.
Double five.
10.
Oh my.
That's
unkind.
Well, at least he's missing high today. He was missing low yesterday on double five. It was horrible to him. I mean, it's not going to make him feel any better. Okay, so that's 26 left. So he's going to have to go to the other side of the board, double 13, having hit double 14, inadvertently, of course. There we go. One on the left, one on the right, and it's 1-0. And that will irritate, that will bug Jared Cole even more after how narrowly he missed that double five.
Yeah, that really is like finding a horrible looking bug in your fresh latte. And you just slide it across the table as if to say, I don't want that anymore. You can't find a double with multiple shots and then your
93.
opponent does that. Yeah, that's vomit inducing. But you're not going to get much in the way of histrionics from these two.
99.
They're gentlemen. These lads have been raised well.
94.
Harry's first win on night one came against Carl Sneed. It was a tight affair.
81.
4 legs to 3. They shared 3 maximums. But Ward just got over the line.
100.
One of the closest games of the night. And if he doesn't win that game, he probably doesn't beat Jared 4-3 in game 8.
60.
That was the game where Jared had the 167 checkout.
$60. Ariuka 161.
For his own big checkout. Well, to put the pressure on here, Cole's got to get
154.
to a number like 56.
$94.
That's pretty close to 56.
115.
He might just be the favourite for this leg. Treble 19 needed. Double.
96.
I think Cole was
Ariuka,
holding
60.
his breath there.
Oh no, Jared. Double 18.
24.
And he misses that as well.
Ariuka 19.
You could see he just wants to rip the dartboard off the wall at the moment. It's double 8 though that Ward wants.
$11.
What I will say is that
Johnny
Cole
O'Carr,
going
36.
19 for double 18 was an inspired decision. Double 9.
18. Out of your car, 8.
You can understand that he's going through it right now. He's like trying to swim in custard. And his opponents are eating him up.
4.
But not yet
Out of your car, 18.
from Ward. Third opportunity for Cole. He's backing himself, going straight for it.
Nine.
Darts is
Out of your
hard.
car, 4.
That's all I need to say.
That's 11 missed darts at double in this match for Jared Cole. Tricky. Double 1.
No score.
Well, it would have been a lovely tops, but he doesn't want tops. And Jared Cole now has another opportunity to finally close out this leg. Gets the big one. Another at double 4.
1.
He just
Out of
cannot
your car,
find the target.
4.
What you do in these moments is really important. And if you
Game
do
shown on the
lose a
second
leg like
leg,
that,
Harry
what do you
Ward.
do? This is a learning
Third leg, Jared to
experience,
third first. Game
not
on.
just for Jared live on the stage, but for everybody watching this. If you're in that situation, what do you do? Do you flap your arms? Do you get angry?
45.
Do you take it out on the people on the stage? You have to understand how you feel, and you have to find a way to process what's happened and move on quickly. Don't stew
64.
in the negativity. You have to find a way to reset.
135.
Well, Harry Ward won the last leg in 29 darts on double 2. And if you had told Jared Cole that before the match, he would have
60.
said, oh no, what happened to me? Well, unfortunately,
55.
he's on the unlucky 13 at the moment because that's how many darts he's thrown at the outer ring and he's not pinned any of them. Andrew Ward is only 2 out of 12 on his doubles.
42.
And that will be the most frustrating thing for Jared is Harry hasn't played well in this game. He's not played well at all, but he hasn't needed to
50.
get himself 2-0 in front.
What's amazing is how the body chemistry dictates how you play.
57.
The energy rushes, the things that can affect how you think. That feeling in the pit of your stomach when you've been
100.
through leg 2. It feels like you're in quicksand and you're sinking slowly. It's a horrible feeling. If you've played darts long enough, you've been there, and it's not nice.
56.
I feel for Jared in
116.
this position, and if he wins this leg, I think there's going to be an ironic smile.
Game shown the third leg, Jared Cole.
Well, no reaction from Jared.
Fourth leg, Harry to third first. Game on.
But what I am going to say is that he did lose the last leg in 10 visits. He's just won that in 6. That is one very courageous little bounce back and a great little
60.
victory for himself. Tick.
$95.
Well, unfortunately for Jared, and it is a building block, it's the first leg he's won in about 22 and a half
80.
hours. Lost 4-0 to close out last night, lost 4-0 to start today. But it is something
59.
to work with in a game where, let's be frank, neither player is showing their true colours.
That double top as well proves that the outer
96.
ring is not a locked box.
$119.
I was revising some old footage from, I say old footage, it was nearly 6 years ago, from the great John Gwynn. He used to call the outer ring the outer rail.
76.
I totally forgot about that. It seems to me
72.
like Jared is struggling a little bit the same way that Reece Colley did the last couple of afternoons. He seems to be missing the target left.
134. Jared Carr, 156.
Well, Jared missed double 18 on a 156 attempt earlier on. He's going to have another go at it. And he misses it in almost the exact same spot. That was cookie cutter stuff. This for 3-1. Tops. And he gets tops, and he is, once again, 2 legs to the good with a 3-1 lead.
First, game on.
Jared's not going to want me to say this, but I kind of have to. It's 3-1 down. Could be 3-1 up. But he's still fighting. Gets a max at the start of leg number 5.
60.
Still in the match. He's come back from deficits like this before.
59.
But it's less likely when you've been hit with the emotional bat more than once in your last couple of matches.
60.
You know what the worst thing is about the emotional bat? You can
42.
see it coming.
Yeah, it's not quite like the emotional bear trap, is it? No. It's a different conundrum.
It's not like walking through the forest and all of a sudden that pile of leaves that you think could be nice to walk through, next thing you know, you're in a pit. You can see the bat from afar and it just creeps up on you. It's like seeing, you know, the stuff coming out of the elevator in The Shining.
60.
Oh no, this is going to get messy.
Both players have hit maximums in this leg.
94. Jared Carr, 160.
If Ward wins it, he wins the match. But Cole is hoping that he can get 160. And he's bent the wire on another big one.
107.
That's twice on 156 he's narrowly missed, and now he's missed a 160.
This is getting just a little bit ridiculous, how close he is on the big outs.
91.
Can he keep this match alive
40.
with 3 darts in hand? Tops and tens really has robbed him of legs over the last couple of days. And it's Harry Ward who has been taking the mop on the stage and cleaning up. Jared, the best he can do is 6 points. And there's already 2 people on 6 points in the top 3. And then there's Graham Hall on 10. That looks on paper to be like a poor match. It wasn't, but it was befuddling.
Welcome back to Pompey and Pluto TV. This is Group B of Modus Super Series Week 10. And Jared Cole has got it all to do if he's going to qualify out of this Group 2 tomorrow night here at the Live Lounge. But Alex Small is in a very good position to join the man who he's facing, Graham Hall, who's already booked his spot to return here tomorrow. Will it be these two involved? Well, that's looking the most likely outcome, but as we know, nothing's guaranteed in this funny old sport. Based off of performance level, this should be an absolute cracker when you consider the numbers that Graham Hall has been posting and the standard that Alex Small has been operating at. Pick a winner out of this.
60.
Definitely feels like Alec is starting to peak at the right time. It's really nice to see. He's got a lot of games under his belt. He's now played 20 games this week. And the majority of the best games have been the last couple of days.
140.
Hall can play with the shackles off now because he knows he's coming back tomorrow night.
41.
Alex still got more work to do. But that 4-0 victory against Cole in Game 1 has done him a lot of favours. He's got the best leg difference outside of the top spot. And if he gets one more win, he's going to be very hard to displace.
96.
And might he reap the benefits of an already qualified Graham Hall, who might be feeling a little bit more relaxed and has got the proverbial feet up because he knows he's got his job done for the evening already.
81.
Could that be of benefit to Alex Small?
140. Glenn 120.
Can he go above it? No, he decided bullseye was the best option. Didn't like the lie.
62.
Small's doubles in his first game were very good. 4 out of 9. He's on the bull himself. And he takes it.
Leg, Alex Small.
Definitely trending in the right direction.
Second leg, Alex through first.
Building that confidence day by day. It's all born from Wednesday afternoon where he hit that 1-2-9 in his last game just to get into this group.
100.
That game with Mashek, who was eliminated this afternoon in Group C after a decent fight. That game, at the time, was the best game of the week. It has been trumped,
100.
but we're not going to forget that 1-2-9 in a hurry.
And probably for him, it will feel like an
100.
absolute age ago, a lifetime ago, because he's thrown so many darts since then. And interestingly, I don't think he'll probably even be thinking about that unless he gets himself into a similar situation where he is clinging on to a match and needs something big to perhaps qualify for tomorrow night. But if he wins this, he's in a real rosy
89.
position.
Yeah, he'd be 2 points ahead of Harry Ward, who's got a game in hand against Carl Sneed next. And there's a danger. Let's say that Small wins
48.
this game and Ward wins the next one. That's it.
100.
The 3 are done. It'll be Hall, it'll be Small, and it'll be Ward. The bottom 2 couldn't catch the top 3 with 5 games to go. That is a possibility.
60. Out of your car, 112.
84 in the last leg. Can he do 1-1-2?
Treble 18, double 19's the play here. And that's why. But he's probably thinking,
38.
Graham's back on 263. I don't want to be leaving double 19. He could have tried some sort of other approach work. He knows his apples.
58. Out of your car, 74.
Well, he does have a cushion on this 74. Oh, needs tops. Oh, there's plenty of room over to the left.
Alex Small.
And he utilised it. 2-0 to Alex
Third
Small.
leg, Graham to through first. Game on.
Just for a second thought he might have drifted too close to that bottom wire of tops, but actually there was acres over to the left.
I think some of these players who use long darts and big flights are starting
26.
to understand that a high single on 60 left is what they want. Is the world number one Luke Humphries has
57.
started to educate the world on this. Because if you've got Alex set up with the long point, pretty normal size cylindrical barrel, long stem, long flight, it's a bit of a javelin dart. If he gets a central single 20, it's harder for him to see tops.
83.
If it's just under the tops wire, he can throw a natural shot, left or right, and just get past it.
94.
Gary
Yeah.
Anderson did this on 80 for years. And people are, what's he doing going for tops? Actually, he's trying to either edge the bottom of tops
44.
or get two high singles because he feels more comfortable getting it that way.
It somewhat defies the logic, doesn't it? Because you think if you're close enough to
60.
the target that it will automatically be a blocker. And listen, it might still be if it kicks across, but sometimes you can't mitigate those kinds of risks. But certainly saw
93.
plenty of the target. Put himself 2-0 up.
This is a slightly different performance from Graham.
40.
It's over 30% less than his last one. No wonder he's looking puzzled on the stage. He's thinking that somebody has given him an arm transplant in the last 20 minutes.
100. $134.
The trade-off
Graham
was
Carr,
a spot in
155.
tomorrow night. Give me your arm. I'll give you a spot tomorrow night.
It's all right as long as you get your arm back for Saturday.
59. Out of your car, 116.
Alex so far finishing impeccably. Still on tops.
76.
He's missed one.
Graham Carr, 96.
It's an open goal for Hall. Still not an easy shot. Need a treble or two doubles.
Neither of those things
Car, 40.
come to be. Alex Small could go 3-0 up here if he pins
Getting
this,
shown
and
the
he
third
does.
Leg, Alex Small. Fourth leg, Alex to through
A little
first.
look of
Game on.
satisfaction on the face of Small.
I very, very rarely look at the time
135.
when it comes to our evening sessions, or indeed any session that we have here. But it's just about to go 11 o'clock. We are edging closer to the end of the fourth game
76.
in less than an hour. This is borderline strange.
75.
Well, we said this group could be fast and furious. It's been both. It's been fantastic. Has treated us to some excellent darts. Mainly from this guy. But as you say,
45.
this is not a standard performance for him off the basis of last night and so far this evening.
57.
We always talk about the fact that when someone has qualified, there's a risk that the old adrenaline suction happens and it just completely
81.
drains from your body. Well, that has to be the case for Graham because he's not played this poorly all week long,
84.
and Alec is exposing that. And don't get me wrong, this is a dream scenario for Alec. He could be through with 2 games to spare.
100. Alex Carr, 150.
Now, just winning this game is not enough, but if Ward wins next, then it would be.
60. 81. Out of your car, 90.
Just to confirm, he is on 90, not 150.
42.
Well, that was a match dart. Missed
Graham,
at the bullseye.
157.
Graham requires 157. But there is a small break in play here. And I think Alec Small believes that the game is about to end because he's run out of water. That's always a good sign for his confidence.
Well, this is interesting because obviously this is an unfortunate situation which no player has any control over. But in terms of the rhythm that Alec was in, and I know Graham's not playing his best darts, we've established that, but this is an opportunity, a big one for Alec Small, and he'll be hoping that this just doesn't throw him off his rhythm.
It's another learning opportunity because this kind of thing happens in professional darts where there is an unscheduled interruption. It's how you react to these situations that will define how you do play next. Just a few gremlins in the system and things are being triple checked just before we go ahead. But this is where the brain might whir a little bit. You might understand where you are. When you're in rhythm, you're in this autopilot state of just playing. And that's usually where you play your best stuff.
Okay, I think we've managed to smooth everything out here. Tops.
98.
Well, that would have taken care of those problems pretty quickly, but this is for the match for Alex Small. He's had to wait to get a poke at this 48. 2 darts at double 16 for him. Can he use that as a guide?
16.
Couldn't really get
20.
much closer than that.
That one's a Rosie Gaines. Closer than close. Is Graham Hall going to be bageled?
Game show
Absolutely not. Slightly weird match. And it might still have a turnaround. Alex Small was within 1 millimetre of winning 4-0 against the person at the top, who, let's remind you, has not lost in this group. And then all of a sudden, it looks like Graham has rediscovered how to throw at the treble 20.
Well, we asked the question, how disruptive could that small break in proceedings be for Small? He's kicked in with a 140, much like his opponent, who's gone back-to-back with that score, and they're just trading blows with 140s here.
Well, Graham's having a snooze button game here. He got out of bed just in time to catch the bus. Now all of a sudden, he's got his breath back and he's playing properly.
81.
Remember that time in 2012 when Rory McIlroy nearly missed his tee time
car 140
at the Ryder Cup, and he still won the game? Well, Graham Hall can still win this game.
Well, you could be too early for your tee time and get arrested like Scotty Scheffler, but, you know, I wouldn't recommend that for these two at this point in time. Timely 140 from Small. Applies pressure to this 99.
We are by the seaside after all. Everybody likes the 99.
83.
But maybe Graham doesn't. Small's had 2 darts already to win the match. Okay. Didn't expect him to do this.
30.
And it's 2 more misses.
16.
Now, was he going for an 8? And he's missed it. Because he's a double 18 merchant.
Graham Hall's going for an 8. He's going for 2 of them.
No score.
And he doesn't
Out of your
get
car,
it.
14.
Well, he's missed 4 darts for the match. That's 5. That's 6.
7.
And that's 7.
Graham, your car, 16.
And this might just be starting to slip for Small.
I'm convinced now he was going for a single 8 and he's missed it by over an inch. Can anybody beat Graham Hall in this group? Or is he bulletproof?
Game shot on the 5th leg, Graham
Well,
Hall.
he's dodged that one somehow.
6th leg, Alex to through first. Game on.
Now, if Kurt Parry's watching this, I apologise for what I'm about to say. But there are shades of Graham
125.
and Kurt's ADC Championship Tour Grand Final match about this. Because Kurt had 6 darts to beat Graham for that trophy. Smalls had 7 already.
100.
If Graham goes on to win this game, I don't think he's welcome in Wales for a while.
58.
This game could have been over 5 minutes ago. It's just getting started.
140. $54.
I've not seen anybody this week on a number like 44 use a number to get the
57.
double 14. That's why I'm convinced he was going for an 8. Because 8 leaves 36. And he has been leaving double 18
44.
on purpose all week.
Maybe he was playing percentages, I don't know. Knowing that whatever he did, he would leave himself a shot to win.
180.
But it's Graham Hall who has a shot to level the game.
140. Graham car 24.
This game is all sorts of weird. Double 6.
$12.
It might be
Are you
over
for
after
80?
all. Double 10.
Game shot on
It's
the
match
Alex
start
Moore.
number 9 that gets him over the line in what can only be described as one of the weirdest games of the entire week. They've played 5 times, and that is the second win for Alex Small and his first one since Monday against the man from the West Midlands. And it's 2 crucial points as well. And if the game goes his way next, he'll be through.
Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius? Yes. Let's do it then. Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Lewandowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor?
One more time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Nuke, Luke Littler!
Group B here in week 10 of Series 12 at the Modus Super Series, and Graham Hall's name is in gold because he has already qualified for finals night, and Alex Small, by virtue of victory over Graham Hall just a few minutes ago, has put himself in an excellent position to follow Hall through to Saturday night. Our next game sees Harry Ward take on Carl Sneed. If Harry beats Carl Sneed, he goes through to finals night, and he confirms Alex Small's place there as well. So that's how we stand. Hall already through. Small could be through if Ward wins. And if Ward wins, he'll be through as well. So the equation is pretty simple, I guess, for Big H. Make sure you win this match against Carl Sneed, and you'll be back again tomorrow.
I don't remember the last time that everything was sorted in Group B after match 5 on a Friday. But this is a really tough group, isn't it? Lots of experience. And I wouldn't blame Carl
like
if
Harry
he's
to say
scratching
first.
his head,
Game on.
thinking, how have I got myself in this pickle?
He said he's been practicing really hard recently, Carl Sneed. But he'll feel like
58.
he's just been trampled all over. And there's nothing more frustrating than feeling like you've worked really hard on something only
60.
for then it just to get ruined. And that's exactly it's like a sandcastle at the beach. Someone's just gone and kicked it over, or a wave has come and destroyed Carl Sneed's
44.
sandcastle.
It's like being at school and being told you've got the Christmas choir solo,
100.
and then all of a sudden your voice breaks in the middle.
What school did you go to?
A school that isn't there anymore.
Likewise, actually.
100.
Do you know what we call Carl? It's an affectionate nickname for him here at the Modus Super Series. We call him Cyril. I'm testing your age now. Cyril Sneed.
60.
It's from the Raccoons. It's a very famous 90s cartoon. Cyril Sneer, but it's very close to Sneed.
100.
I did exist in the 90s. Just not enough to understand the
83.
Raccoons reference, unfortunately.
It is a compliment. It is one of the greatest cartoons that's ever been made. With the greatest Saturday morning theme tune
59.
in the history of kids' TV. Hands down.
98. How do you car 140?
I'm not sure if this is the right or the wrong time to say that Ringo Starr's my favourite Beatle because he was the fat controller in Thomas the Tank
87.
Engine. It's the
Car
only
car
reason.
100.
There's no other reason. There's no other explanation.
60.
I think that's
How
a
do you count?
solid reasoning.
53.
Big H in control. If he hits tops.
13.
And this time he
Car
can't.
40.
Sneed has got to get moving. It's not in.
Well, he was moving just left and
Sure,
right
the
across
first
the
leg
hockey
counts,
to get a
Sneed.
peek at whether that was in or not. That one is, though. It's a lead for Sneed.
You can imagine if he wins a weekly title, the tagline would definitely be, I feel the need for Sneed. It's going to happen one day.
First, game on.
Well, need for Sneed is a reference I can understand.
I bet when he was
43.
growing up and he had a games console, he needed to have that game. And did he get a marker out and just change speed to Sneed?
46.
Well,
Good game, that, actually.
yeah, and in big gaming news,
61.
GTA 6 has been delayed until next year, next November, a year's time from now. I mean, I'm not sure which is more devastating, being sacked as the Man United
46.
manager on Football Manager or GTA being delayed. But for Carl Sneed, he's got other things on his mind at the moment because he's throwing darts against
60.
Harry Ward. He's 1-0 up, and Ward knows that a win will take him through to Week 10 finals night. He didn't play his best stuff against Jared,
140.
but he did get the win. We'll need an improved performance to take out the Bomber, who already has the advantage.
99.
There's something else as well that we will bring up. He won't be thinking of it, but maybe he will be if he loses this game.
99.
Harry Ward's last two games in this group are against Alex Small and Graham Hall, who both beat him last night
125.
and are playing the best darts of this group. This is probably Harry's best opportunity of winning through to Saturday night. And he's on the bull.
145. Car 113.
Sneed to burst the bubble.
Game
And he
shot on
gets
the
it
second leg,
1-1-3.
Sneed.
And he's 2-0 up. Now, as you say,
Third leg,
Ward
Ali through first. Game on.
might have his best opportunity in front of him. If he's going to take that opportunity, he's going to have to come from 2-zip behind.
Yeah, Harry didn't like that one bit.
140.
Carl Sneed playing the porcupine at a foam party. Bursting everybody's bubble.
43.
Big fan of a nice deep Lancastrian accent.
134.
Had such a big footprint this week. Not just with Steve Green and Carl, but a little bit of Tyler Thorpe as well, who spent a great deal of time in the Northwest when he was studying astrophysics. He clarified to us today that he hasn't got a degree in that. It's something
100.
he decided to leave for darts. And talk about a career choice. Astrophysics or this.
58. How do you car 127?
Oh, there's a debate I never thought would happen. And game.
Game on the third leg.
Just like
Ali
that.
Ward.
Give us a smile, Paul.
Fourth Calder through first. Game on.
Well, could that be a turning point in this game? Ward will certainly be hoping so.
I don't know what's more
59.
poetic, Niall. Hearing Paul Hinks saying 127 in game, or hearing him in his thick Yorkshire accent order something in Italian, which
100.
really was poetic. I would pay to listen to him order stuff off an Italian menu.
60. $96.
He's got roots on both sides of the Pennines, doesn't he? Bet he's been up the Snake Pass a few times.
If you've never driven on that road,
43.
that's a challenge. Goes to Glossop, doesn't it?
93.
It's a nice part of the world, is Glossop.
Well, as you were saying, not a million
59.
miles from Carl Sneed's manor. This has been a slightly slower leg than the previous ones we've seen.
125.
Ward first down to a finish. And if he takes that 87, we will be level. He was 2-0 behind, remember. Needs a win to get himself through to finals night.
That is really puzzling. I know what
71.
he's doing, but that's
Car 140.
very out of character. How do you find this treble 20? Went way
60.
downtown, still couldn't find
Car
it.
16.
So Ward could equalise. He's by far statistically the better player in this one. That's kicked. But he still
showing
finds
the
the
fourth
bottom
leg,
half.
Harry Ward.
Genius start from Ward.
Fifth leg Harry to through first. Game on.
Has the same surname as one of the best boxers of the last generation as well, Andre. He really was good.
140.
So good that people would dodge him. I've been thinking about something
121.
over the last couple of weeks. Because of the way the Super Series works these days, with 3 series and a few things dotted in between. As people come here in November,
30.
people like Jared Cole, people like Carl Sneed here tonight. If they don't make Saturday, what's next?
58.
The Open World Championship qualifier has happened, and David Davies won that. So what's after this?
140.
Tonight could signal the end of Jared Cole's year. Could be the same for Sneed.
58.
He did have a chance of qualifying for the Players' Championship finals at Minehead, but didn't breach the top 64. So he's not going to that.
140.
So what he does after here this week is entirely up to him. He might even take the rest of the year off.
97. Harry Car 51.
To be within one leg of Saturday night. 2-8.
35.
He'll have to hang
Car
on. We did see some big
167.
finishes last night, including this from Jared Cole. And he's going to have to try and cling on again, like he did in his last 2
60.
matches last night,
Harry Car 16.
albeit in vain.
8 to take the lead.
How does he hit this?
Getting shown the fifth
That
leg,
is an
Harry Ward.
outrageous start. When Jensen Walker was winning Series
Sixth
10,
leg, Carlton through first. Game on.
he was hitting a double 8 very similar to that. I wouldn't mind having a poll of 100 darts fans to see which dart was harder. I couldn't call it. That is just as hard as Jensen Walker with the last start in Series 10.
Well, he blocked
41.
the top half of that same 8 bed in the previous leg. Found it in the bottom corner. He blocked the whole bed there. And somehow weaved his way around it.
29.
That's now 3 legs on the bounce. Harry Ward on the charge
60.
and on the hunt for a spot at finals night tomorrow here in Portsmouth, and he'll take Alex Small with him through to Saturday if he beats Carl Sneed
100.
here. Remember, Sneed was 2-0 up in this one.
I have a philosophy about Carl, and I am one of his biggest fans. I think he's an excellent dart player.
58.
He said to us in the lead up to this group that he hasn't been playing his best stuff lately. I think it's down to the fact that in 2025 he's never played
60.
this much. He's been a very good local and burgeoning national player in the last couple of years.
180.
But he's gone international in 2025, and I think his body and his mind might just be a little bit fried.
135.
And if he doesn't qualify for Saturday, which is looking unlikely at this stage, he can chalk 2025 down to his best season. But by the end of it,
140.
he was completely cooked. That's just me trying to find reasoning here. He's still alive, but only just.
30.
Well, he's just gone 180, 140.
22.
Looking for double 11. Finds the single 3 just and
Gains
gets
on the
double
6 leg,
4. Well
Carl
done,
Sneed.
Carl Sneed. We will have a deciding leg in this one. Ward
So
has
the
the
final
dance.
leg,
If he
Harry
wins
goes
it, he's
first,
through to
game
Saturday.
on.
It's not that dissimilar to their game from night 1. But that was when Harry did not have the darts and he still won the last leg.
134.
He started pretty strong with the throw this time.
60.
I don't know why, but I get the feeling that it will be communicated very quickly to the practice room that if H wins this game,
134.
it is decided. There might be some peacockery at the end of the week from some of these flamboyant players.
60.
I remember when Shane McGurk did not get through Champions Week Group B the last time, and he went bananas in his last couple of games when he knew he was out, averaging 111 in his last game.
137.
The game was so quick.
$58.
Well, Sneed
Harry
has
Khan, 96.
started this leg, this deciding leg, 60, 60, 58. Double 8, and
Gains on the
Ward
match,
does it.
Harry Ward.
He books his spot at Saturday night. A brilliant deciding leg. 134, 134, 137, and then takes the outshot to book his spot back here in around about 24 hours' time. Ward, in doing so, with a last leg decider over Carl Sneed, also takes Alex Small through to finals night tomorrow here in Group B.
$54. Charlie McGuire, 164. $44. $32. Charlie required 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls of this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
required
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
The moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the
81.
stage,
Charlie
approaching the
required
oche with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think
require
he's gone to
118.
bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust, and
39.
on that
Charlie
situation there, George
require
Gay wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
require
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Go!
Couldn't get the
He
job
gets it.
done.
Got in the match! And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Skate.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Skate!
This table is a little bit like an NFL game. We are at the point of the end of the third quarter, but the top three are so far ahead that it's game over. Graham Hall at the top. Alex Small has been taken through by virtue of that Harry Ward victory against Carl Sneed. Sneed and Cole on 2 points at this stage is not good enough to keep them alive. So we do have our 6 combatants into Saturday night already, but we've still got 5 games for you live on Pluto TV over the next couple of hours. So stay with us and we'll have a little bit of fun from now on, because we still have to figure out where people finish. Whoever finishes second in this table will not be in the same group as the people who finished first and third. And of course, if you win the group, there are financial rewards for that. More on those a little bit later. But I think Jared Cole, who now knows he's not playing on Saturday night here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, I think he'd just like to go up on that stage, have a bit of a roll of the dice, play 2 games, one of them against Hall, one of them against Sneed, and just see if he can rescue something from this campaign,
First leg, Jared, you through first.
which has been a bit like a helter-skelter over the last day or so.
$45.
As you say, now the group is wrapped up, I just wonder whether we will see
42.
a more relaxed version of Jared, but if anything, that will probably wind him up. If he starts playing well now, that
94.
will be another annoyance to him, of which there have been a few over the last 48 hours or so.
I think you've got to understand the chemistry of situations as well.
100.
It's different for some players. I mean, Tyler Thorpe this afternoon, he looked exactly the same from game 1 to game 10.
140.
But he was never in trouble. If he had been, the body chemistry would be different. When I say helter-skelter for Jared, he was on a high after game 1, and all of a sudden he just kept going down and down and down.
Well, let's talk about Tyler Thorpe a little bit, because the sample size we've got for him
96.
isn't particularly large. Today and yesterday, when it comes to games here at the Modus Super Series, he's already shown us how talented he is, how good he is.
85.
But as you've
Jared
said
Carl,
many times over
126.
the last few years, Saturday night is different. Well, here we go, Jared. What are you up to here?
88.
Okay.
94.
94 scored. There we go. And it leaves double 16. A spotter and a ref butting heads.
I wonder if Jared's in
96.
bamboozle mode.
Car 32.
He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve. Is that too close?
16.
It was.
Car 78.
He couldn't see it. Not in the portion of the bed that he wanted to hit anyway. Double 12.
Game shot on the
And
first
Jared
leg,
Cole was
Graham
just
Hall.
waiting for G-Man to hit that. How many
Second leg,
blows
Graham to throw
can
first.
Jared take
Game
in
on.
this group? Look at him in the background. As a human being, you have to feel sympathy for him because it feels, and I use this phrase a lot, it's like you're swimming against the tide. You're putting all
57.
this effort in, you're just not going anywhere. It's like being in the jungle without a compass. You might think you're going in the right direction, but unless you get a sign that you are, you could be going in circles.
$82.
Someone who has played darts in this building has apparently been given a spot in the jungle
70.
in the last few hours. Certain Angry Ginge. If you were going to put any dart player in the jungle, who would it be, Niall? And I will let you know who Henry Deacon
134.
said in a heartbeat. He said Richie Burnett. And that would be a very popular choice. If you weren't going to go with Richie, who would you go with?
123.
Who would you want to see in the jungle? And why?
My first thought went straight to Simon Whitlock, but then
100.
he'd probably blend in as one of the Rangers or whatever they're called.
He would be a great campmate because he'd be able to make a fire. He would have fun with the animals.
126. Glenn McCarr, 128.
He'd be very popular.
Finds the treble. He's nowhere near
88.
the bullseye, but
Jared McCarr, 142.
Jared is left on quite a sizable 142, which won't go out.
If you are going to miss
45.
the ball, you might as well hit
Glenn
the
McCarr,
10.
40.
It's called a good miss. That's
Game shot
known
on
as
the
a very
second
good
leg,
hit.
Graham Hall.
This is a 2-0 lead and a much better start than his
Third leg
previous
challenge
game,
to
which
throw
was
first. Game on.
so much of a mystery that Miss Marple couldn't solve it.
$140.
He was not very good at the start of his game with Alex Small. By the end, he was getting better, but he left himself with just a little bit too much to do against the Welshman,
100.
who is still gunning for his position at the top of the table.
100.
But if Hall wins this game and Small were to lose to Ward, then you're probably looking at Hall being
60.
the winner of the group because his leg difference is a lot better as well. Having said that, Harry's still got a chance of winning the group as well.
140.
He's got a game against Hall in game 9. That could be a playoff to see who wins the group. Very much depends on this.
96. Jared McCarr, 121.
Now, where's he going to start? 20s? Yeah, that was the plan.
81.
If I were Jared, I'd reach into the bag of tricks now. I'd do something different. It's what dart players do to relax. They don't play the textbook darts. Just
134.
get the
Jared
bag of
McCarr,
tricks out,
40.
Jared. Show us what you can do. Play off the leash.
No score.
Now, he's obviously going to go for
Glenn
tops
McCarr,
of 3 darts in
111.
hand. He's not going to do something silly like double 16, double 4. But if Hall hits this, Jared will just turn around. He's coming back.
79. Jared Dukar, 40.
Oh, my word.
Eight. Graham Dukar, 32.
Well, if one visit summarised Jared Cole's Group B campaign over the last couple of days, that was probably
Game
it.
shot on the third leg, Graham Hall.
And that is a summary of how things have been going after things have been
Fourth leg,
going
Graham
badly
to
for
third
Jared.
first. Game on.
Graham goes 3-0 up.
I've said 2 words tonight which are very important for people watching this, especially for people who aspire to get here.
100.
Learning experience. Even for an England international like Cole, he can have a bad couple of days.
60.
Anybody can have a bad couple of days. But there's something else you need to know about playing here as well, and indeed anywhere that is streamed under the lights and can be seen worldwide.
40.
3 words. Nowhere to hide.
Well, just returning to my earlier query
59.
about Tyler Thorpe, it will be different tomorrow night. There'll be people inside of the venue. It will be another new experience for him, although on the same
91.
stage, but it will feel entirely alien compared to what he's experienced in the last couple of days, and that will be a tester, again, of
60.
where he's really at.
Graham Dukar, 170.
To compound Jared Cole's misery, Hall wants the ball for a big fish.
145. $100. Graham Dukar, 25.
This is to get very close to winning the group.
Game shot
That
on
is
the
very
match, Graham
close.
Hall.
And Jared Cole's nightmare of a group continues. I know that Graham Hall did play better. He played some very decent stuff. In fact, averaged over 91. But it was borderline cruel at times how close Cole was to certain doubles. Hall wins by 4 legs to 0.
He will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have
Graham
one dart for the match.
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit.
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Dart tops for the match to win 4-1. And the Dart at double 16 gets the job done there for Jurgen van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2-6.
Did he go for tops, or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the second time. Adam Kaplas has been eliminated. Keep us guessing. This time he's trying to leave double 18. He knows best, and he takes the lead. He's 2 darts away
Jeff requires 86.
from a Super Series final. He's 1 dart away. He doesn't need any more darts. Jeff Smith makes the Series 11 final. Is Usher losing his cool a little bit here?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'd say the head's gone. And you don't have long to recover. It is very, very short form at darts. Vansky's halfway to victory.
He only needs one more. Jimmy Vansky is yet again into a Modus Super Series final.
Flashback vibes. Can Jimmy Vansky do the same? Just needs the one treble here on the 19s. Finds it. For the ball.
101!
Oh, unlucky. A lot of pressure on it. He's going to split it. 2 darts for double four for the match.
Game! Go! And the Modus Super Series 11 champion, Jim Smith!
Could be deadly. Ball. Bingo!
Second leg. Kelly Lumley.
It's on though. And it's there.
On the full flag, John O'Shea.
Level 20. It's Scott Campbell, the Brave. And kicks off with a maximum.
The weekly winner is Steve West.
Yeah, it's another
John
top plus checker from West.
Steve West.
Wow. What a match. What a performance. Make it 3, double 12. What a win for Jamie Durrant.
Oh, what a shot! That's incredible. The group is his.
The next Champions Week is not too far away, but first we need to conclude Week 11 and Week 12. The penultimate week starts on Monday, and you can join us on Pluto TV for all of the action from the Modus Super Series, and there are some pretty impressive names in the field. Steve West is now in Group B after Shane McGurk withdrew. He joins the mightily impressive Charlie Manby and Jamie Durrant in Group B. John O'Shea, a name that we've seen have success here in the past. He's in Group A, but once again, another stacked lineup. What about tonight then here in Portsmouth at the Live Lounge? It's Group B action this evening, and that man in your picture throwing now is already through to finals night tomorrow, and so is this guy, because Harry won his last match against Carl Sneed. He took Alec through with him, and so this is a contest to determine who finishes where. Paul Nicholson, and of course there are pros and cons to finishing first, second or third in Group B, but I think overall the feeling on the hockey right now will be pretty joyous. Both players have got the job done, the job they wanted to do.
Absolutely. I think deep down, they'll feel like it is job done, and they would like to be as far up the table as possible.
60.
But with Graham 4 points ahead at the top, 4 points ahead of both of these guys,
100.
they would accept whatever comes. But with 2 games left, if they can win both of them,
60.
second place is looking like theirs.
140.
We've got Sneed against Cole next, and they're both eliminated. So it will be interesting to see what we get from them. Was Simon Whitlock your final answer, by the way, for the jungle?
I was
60.
hoping you'd forgotten about that.
I never forget. Yeah, don't forget that Alex Small can do that. I haven't seen a massive amount of 180s tonight. The most in a game came from Hall when he got 2 against Sneed. Since then, we've only seen 4 in total. But we have just seen a 12-dart break.
Second leg, Alex.
He's playing proper darts now.
Game on.
You compare the Alex Small from round 5 on Monday to this. It's like the different sides to Harvey Two-Face's coin. And I only say that because we had John O'Shea on next week's list. He is the Joker after all.
91.
Charlie Manby, your favourite for next week?
It's hard to look past him, isn't it? But then again, we've got Steve West involved.
140.
And it's hard to look past him as well.
Yeah.
And especially considering he's a last gasp replacement, which is not something you often say about someone like Steve West.
He'd be ready.
Of course he'll be ready.
He plays a lot of local darts. He's always in readiness.
100.
A state of cat-like readiness, just in
170.
case. But I think Justin Smith could be the danger man next week. The bearded dragon from Wales.
58.
He is
110.
very watchable. Unfortunately, that dart is something that Small didn't like, and he didn't like that one either.
26. Car 112.
Double 16.
80. Car 84.
Would have been nice from Ward, but doesn't go. Does have double 16 left. If he comes back. He's treble for double 18, now double 9. And he gets his double 9, and he gets his 2-0 lead. And speaking of Welsh darters, bearded dragons and Alex Small, of course, hailing from Wales. I think Johnny Clayton would be good in the jungle.
60.
Do ferrets live in the jungle? I don't think ferrets live in the jungle, do they? But I think he'd be decent.
125.
I think he might be, if ever put in the jungle, one of the most popular people in the world. He doesn't have any enemies.
59.
He's got nothing but friends on this circuit and around the world. I could envisage Johnny becoming
100.
a national treasure after a stint in the jungle. He already is a treasure to us.
Well, the problem the
96.
producers will have is no one's going to give up a spot at the World Championships at Alexandra Palace to go into the jungle.
92.
But we have seen... Did Eric Bristow go into the jungle?
He did. He did quite well. Didn't get on with Rosemary Schrager very well.
81.
Slightly different personalities. So if that's the case, we can't go down the route of
144.
someone who play at the Worlds. Stick Kevin Painter in. That'd be fun.
130.
Okay, Small is doing everything right here. And I mean everything.
Small. 4 flag Alex to throw first. Game on.
Would the real Alex Small please stand up? He's standing up so tall he's on tripods.
180.
Averaging
57.
109 and on the 9. It's only been one visit. Let's calm down. But he's playing well as we've
60.
seen him play over the last 2 days.
This is the best he's played all week. He's got rhythm, he's got feel, he's got energy.
One of them.
And now he's a threat. When this lad has got confidence, he's a seriously impressive player. You do not win the Champion of Champions event if you can't play this sport to a very high level. David Davies is the current champion. People who have won that event: Gezi Price, Johnny Clayton, Ryan Searle, Paul Hogan. He's in that company. He didn't win it by accident. He won it with merit.
Out of your car, 129.
And he could win this game in less than 7 minutes.
40. Out of your car, 164.
Ward needs a big boy. He won't get one. Well, Alex Small and
46.
Harry Ward are both already through to finals night.
Out of your car,
But
89.
Alex Small is looking at a 4-0 whitewash here, where he's drifted into the wrong segment. Treble 14 would have rescued it.
41. Out of your car, 118.
This is just to stay in the game. It was never close to the 60.
58. Out of your car, 48.
He's not going to go 20 for double 14. One more dart for the match. Oh, that
32.
deflection was wicked.
Out of your car, 60.
Seriously, we got all of that. I did a pirouette in the air before it hit the double 8. Double 10. At least this time it's not blocked.
40.
But his chances of winning this game may be over.
Well, Alex Small missed 8 match darts when he beat Graham Hall. Eventually got it done on the 9th. Oh my word.
No score.
What on earth is going
Out of
on?
your car, 20.
End this nonsense, Harry.
15.
He's gone inside as
Out of
well.
your car,
So he's hit
16.
the wrong double either side of the double he was aiming at. So for all intents and purposes, this should go straight in the middle. Double 4. There we go. Job done for Alex Small, and a smile on the face, and the two share a laugh. They're both through to finals night. They'll be back tomorrow. Alex Small with the victory on this occasion over Big H. Although both players will be in the building again tomorrow night. A 4-0 victory for Alex Small, who played very, very well. Averaged 91 and a bit in the end. 4-0 he wins over Harry Ward.
double 16 to become the tour champion. To enter fairy tale year of return of a title, double four. WADC Windbound Championship Tour winner, Gemma Hayton!
100
But that is a visit of a champion. For the chance nonetheless, this will be the first topper of the Championship Tour finals.
She has double 19, Shanghai in the 19s. And she does so. Game started.
But she only needed the one. Of ADC Global Champion, the African warrior, Devon Peterson!
Yes, big times ahead here on Pluto TV and at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, because the ADC Global is going to be here from the 1st of December. We've got lots of group stage action pre-Christmas, and then it gets really interesting as we have knockout darts, and it all culminates on January the 4th, the day after the PDC World Championship final. The ADC Global Champion will be crowned on the 4th. But before that, we've got the WADC Championship Tour Grand Final, including the likes of Lisa Ashton, Gemma Hayter, the defending champion, England International Steph Clark, Eleanor Cairns is there, Joe Locke. Plenty of action to watch on 22nd of November. Not just that, but also the final of the week at the Modus Super Series as well. So a double dose for you on the 22nd of November. As for what we've got left here, Carl Sneed's got 2 games left, but he's not going to make Saturday. He's trying to solidify position 4 in the table. And with a win over Jared Cole here, he will get that. These are the 2 players who are not coming back for Saturday night. So let's have some fun with 3 games to go. And we've just had a little bit of fun in our last 2 games because they've both been completed in the same amount of darts, which is a bit weird. Graham Hall beat Jared Cole in 66 darts. And Alex Small's just done exactly the same to Harry Ward. So apparently, 66 is the number.
Game on.
It gives you an average of 91.09.
Well, I'm hoping we don't get another 66 dart victory, because that will be double
41.
devil. 666. 66. That's no good to anyone.
$85.
Jared Cole might feel like he's had 2 devils on his shoulder so far this last couple of days, because
121.
he's not really been able to see the light. He's tried everything. He's tried winding himself
96.
up. He's tried calming himself down. He's tried changing his setup. Just whatever he's tried hasn't worked.
133.
And sometimes that just happens.
If sport was easy, everybody
57.
would succeed. It's that simple. Even the greatest players in all sports have had bad days, bad weeks, bad months.
100.
Tiger Woods won the US Open in 2008 at Torrey Pines. And at that point, you're thinking, hang on, 14 majors? He's going to cruise past Jack Nicklaus.
106.
He wouldn't win another one for a very long time. 11 years.
74. Judge car 92.
Double 16.
60.
That
Colour car
really does
32.
typify his last couple of days. He's thrown all 3 darts very well there, and he might come up dry.
Game show the first set, Sneed.
This isn't a
Second
replay
challenge
from
is
earlier
reversed.
on. You
Game
are
on.
seeing the same thing. Jared Cole missing darts at double 16 and his opponent going out the very following visit.
100.
The way things have gone for Jared, he could play Jenga and lose without touching a brick.
59.
I don't mean that as a slight on what he's trying to do. It's just the way he's feeling.
180.
Jared is an exceptional dart player. Like we said, he's worn his country's colours this year. He's been on the Lakeside stage.
140.
He's a great dart player. But he's currently standing in a circle of challenge.
95.
And he doesn't know which direction to go. But the biggest thing that he has right now is freedom to choose where he goes.
98. Judge car 126.
He's in a bit of a blizzard, isn't he? The beauty is the blizzard will clear. But at the moment, he's just a bit
58.
snow blind.
$50. Judge car 68.
68 for Jared Cole to level the match. That leaves double 16.
52. Colour car 154.
Well, I mentioned previously that Jared has seen so many times a missed double for himself and his opponent going out. Won't happen on
98.
154 for Carl
Judge
Sneed,
car
but that really
16.
would have been typical.
Would you like to wire any more? Oh, how does he hit this? Might need Harry Potter.
No score. Colour car 56.
Double top. Well,
36.
Cole comes back
Judge car
for a
16.
change. Somebody hasn't put it away. Why does he keep hitting the wires?
Game show
That
the
is a
second leg,
great
Jericho.
dart from Jared. My word.
Third leg,
Perseverance
Carl
at its
first.
best right
Game
there
on.
on double 8. You can tell he just needs a rampage room. Give that man a bat. That room doesn't stand a chance.
140.
I'm not sure there's enough china in Hampshire to satisfy the temper of Jared Cole at the moment.
100.
See, there's some content we should do. As soon as someone is eliminated, the way that Jared's been eliminated, give him the bat, and then we film it.
57.
Honestly, at times in this group, I felt so much for him. I want to get out the emergency support gonk.
I think the repair bill would be quite hefty if we just let someone
100.
run loose with a baseball bat around the place. I'm not sure the health and safety people would be too impressed by it either.
It was a bit like Homer Simpson when he makes the doghouse. He tries to hit it
100.
with the pipe. Ends up hurting himself and the flag goes boing.
100.
What does he say? Why doesn't mine look like that? Well, that's what Jared's thinking. Why have I not got more points?
180.
These guys have played some good darts over the last couple of days.
140. Colour
But this
car
has been one of the
24.
most puzzling groups I've ever seen. Full of quality and mystery.
12.
And it might be a 2-1
Colour
lead for
car
Cole,
61.
after all.
$21. Colour car 12. Game show on the third
Of course, the
leg,
double
Carl
six
Sneed.
is hit after Jared Cole has wired another double.
Fourth Jared to through
He is
first.
solely
Game on.
responsible for making the outer wire weigh less.
$100.
He's getting so close to the wires that he couldn't shave more weight off the wires with an angle grinder.
Yeah, there is far more efficient methods of
59.
thinning out steel, but Jared is taking the old school route and just chipping away with a
96.
sharp instrument. Unfortunately, they're not going in the place he wants them to go. And listen, for all of Jared's quality, we've seen him hit 2 9-darters
81.
in this building. We've seen him take out perhaps the craziest 160 shot we've seen here in Portsmouth. Treble 20, bull, bull.
39.
He is capable of special things. He knows that. We know that. His issue has been, simply put, a lack of efficiency on his doubles. He's hit 1 out of 9
140.
in this match. He missed the whole bunch in the last 2 matches as well. But he'll know that. He doesn't need anyone to tell him that.
99.
Yeah, he's living it right now.
$41.
There's a crumb of comfort knowing that his opponent in this game is going through the same thing. So for the first time in this group, he's not alone.
44.
But he's trying to beat that person just to get his first win since round 1 of Thursday night.
45. Dakar 123.
Sneed should
57.
start on the bullseye here.
Dakar 135.
An attempt for 3-1. That's gone. Oh, look, it's 66. It's not going to be a 66 dart
59.
game, but it might be a
Dakar
66 checkout.
$50.
He's even wiring
Dakar
trebles
76.
now. He just can't catch a break, Jared Cole.
$36. Dakar 16.
Right, get the job done, Jared. That's
Gage on
more
the
like
fourth leg,
it.
Jared Cole.
No messing about this time. It's 2-2.
Fifth leg, Calder through first.
I know
Game
you
on.
work in football, Niall, and I'm sure you've seen your fair share of last home games for people who've had a very hard season. They're just about to go on holiday before potential international duties. And when those players
57.
walk around the edge of the pitch, they do so with their boots off, with the shirt around their shoulders, and they look absolutely knackered. It's a bit like these two. The end of their season is imminent, and they are cooked. They've given everything they've got in 2025.
93.
And they've had very good years. They really have. Jared's won here. Sneed's had a really good Super Series stint,
135.
making a final and a semi-final. He's been on the Pro Tour for the first time. Stuff to remember and stuff to build on at the start of 2026. They should be
140.
very proud of themselves.
$138.
Well, this is a wonderful leg from Jared Cole. 48
95.
left
Dakar 48.
after 9 darts. Looking for an 11 darter. And he
Gage
gets
on
an
the
11
fifth leg, Jared
darter.
Cole.
Something to cling on to for Jared Cole. Bit of
Six leg, Jared
positivity
to
at
first.
last for the king of the castle.
Game on.
I wonder if he's got a favourite castle. I've never asked him. You got a favourite castle, Niall?
100.
We've got some really good ones around here. Arundel's not far from here. About 30 minutes. That's beautiful.
I cannot believe you haven't said new.
140.
It's too obvious. Bamborough is my favourite castle. My family originate from Bamborough. It's a beachside
140.
castle, and you can actually stay there, apparently.
$45.
There's a small castle at Southsea just down the coast.
57.
Just been rejuvenated down there. It's a beautiful walk now. Quite brisk this time of year.
There's a castle in
60.
North Cornwall in a place called Tintagel, which is apparently where King Arthur used to knock about. Well, I don't know how they've managed to prove that.
81.
There's absolutely no evidence to suggest he was ever there at all, but it seems to have worked for him.
Graffiti on the chair saying Arthur was here.
81.
This is my sword.
23.
Maybe he just moved there for the pasties, because they are lovely.
83.
Is there a shop called Arthur's Tables? Established
140.
a long time
Johnny
ago.
Carl 40.
Well, a win for Cole. Is it? The Nemesis.
Game
The
show
Nemesis is slayed by Jared Cole. And his only wins in this group come at the chagrin of Carl Sneed. It is farewell to JC for now. But at times in that contest, he played very, very well. Sneed's got one game left against Small at the end. But now it's Hall against Ward.
Two games left of Group B here in Week 10. Finals night is happening later on. And he'll be there. Graham Hall, and so will he. Harry Ward. There's a young man called Tyler Thorpe as well, who a lot of people are talking about round here after his showing in the last couple of days. But we know the quality of these two. And so as we go down the stretch tonight with Alex Small and Carl Sneed to close us out after this, between Hall and Ward, it's a case of pretty much just going through the motions until tomorrow rolls around, because Harry can't catch Graham at the top of the group.
We do still have tickets available for tonight, so if you are wanting to watch the live action with the likes of Tyler Thorpe, Steve Green, Graham Hall, Harry Ward, scan that QR code, takes you directly to the Super Series ticketing page. Very small booking fee of £5, and you could be within touching distance of the players when they're on the stage looking for the title in Week 10. We would love to have you here in North End Portsmouth on London Road.
140.
Please don't actually reach out and touch them, though.
It has been tried.
We know.
41.
If Graham Hall wins this game, he wins the group. And what's really fascinating to me is patterns that have been occurring over the last few weeks. Graham finished second in Group A on Wednesday afternoon. That's why he's in this group. The last three winners of weeks all finished second in Group A. He's got the 225s.
70.
He can wait for 10s. Curiously, nobody who's won Group A in this series has won the Saturday night. Nobody.
140. Graham car 20.
I wonder if that pattern continues tonight. If you're not going to be here in the audience, you can watch it live on Pluto TV, and Hall has got one of 4 legs he needs to be the Group B winner.
Second leg Harry to through first. Game on. $100. $134.
You do tend to find that most people who are successful on Saturdays tend to come from Group B.
134.
There are many reasons for that. Maybe getting used to playing the nighttime darts in preparation for the Saturday. You tend to have a better quality in Group B because the players in Group A who graduate have played better than the ones in Group C. There are anomalies.
59.
Spend enough time here, spend enough time watching. This is where most of the winners come from. You can go back
93.
to week number 3 when Neil Duff won. He was second in Group A as well. Came through Group B and then won his week.
100.
We'll see the Duff man again
94.
very soon. Aha, traditional, double 8.
78.
And Ward's got options.
108.
Probably 19s. How many can he find? 4. Double 16.
76.
Misses out, and
Graham
Hall
car
is going a little bit
16.
further north.
Game shown in the second leg, Graham Hall.
Halfway there for the G-Man.
Third leg, Graham to through first. Game on.
Well, he did the bulk of the spade work yesterday, didn't he? But aside from the game after he had found out he had done enough, his second game tonight, because he qualified
100.
for finals night in his first match with victory. Aside from that, the consistency levels have been excellent, haven't they?
55.
His doubles have been better tonight as well. I wouldn't be surprised if he's feeling a little bit stiff. He's played a lot of darts this week. In fact, he's played a lot of darts this year. Challenge Tour, Pro Tour stuff, quite a lot of invites.
100.
Super Series stuff, ADC. This might be the year where he's played more than ever.
85.
But after double trouble in the first 3 days, it is today where it's looked at his most reliable.
$84.
Harry's going to Saturday night. He hasn't played anywhere near his
100.
capabilities. Not yet, at least. That's a huge compliment to Big H. That he can play his C game and still qualify.
$60.
But he doesn't practice and play anywhere near as much as he used to. This is a hobby for Harry now. And it could be a very well paid one.
60. Claim your car 157.
Last time I checked, people don't get paid for walking the dog. Imagine if you walked someone's dog on a Saturday night after doing it all
57.
week and they said, oh, there's £5,000 for it. Well, if darts is your hobby and you're this good, that's what can happen to you, and then it could grow to £25,000 and ultimately grow by another 60. That's what could
85.
happen in the next
Claim your
month
car 100.
or two.
Dog walking's big business where I live. Oh,
80.
he was looking for the
Out of your car
magical tops.
116.
Doesn't get it, but he has taken this group for a walk, hasn't he? Graham Hall.
He's definitely got Big
44.
H on the leash.
Claim your car 20.
That is one big dog. Double five. Nothing is
Each on the
phasing
third
him
leg
right
game
now. He's in
ball.
a good mould with everything he's doing.
Like Harry to through first.
Even
Game
when
on.
it's not perfect, he still has the answer. I think he's very much looking forward to lying flat and letting that spine decompress.
60.
Yeah, you can see the finish line, can't he? At least for tonight. Then he's got to dust himself off and go again tomorrow.
If Harry Ward was going to be a dog, what
121.
kind of dog would he be? He'd be one of those big St. Bernards, right?
Good old-fashioned British bulldog, I reckon.
80.
Mean, but friendly.
Like a Staffy.
140.
Do they have any breeds from Derbyshire? That's his home county.
I've no idea, but the Derbyshire dog doesn't quite work as a nickname, does it?
No, that doesn't work. We'll just keep calling him Big H. It's looking unlikely he's going to get a big W in this one because G-Man is still hungry.
180.
And he's having a midnight snack here. He's not going to top a ton average if he takes 60 out, but he'll be really close.
140. Claim your car 60.
Averaging just a tick under 99. He's dominated this group from start to potentially finish.
20.
But it
Out of your
won't
car
finish yet.
84.
Ward to keep it going. Bullseye he needs.
59. Claim your car
Can't rescue it
40.
this time. He sensed the end is nigh for their Group B campaign. Double five.
30.
He can't find it this time.
Out of your car 25.
Ward clings on. He's staring at third in the table at the end.
Game shown the fourth
But this
leg,
game's not
Harry Ward.
over yet. His leg difference
Fifth leg,
is
Graham
not
Dithers
bright
first. Game on.
compared to small. In a live sense, he's 15 legs behind the man from Wales. So third position is what Harry Ward's going to get.
140. $41.
Hall has been relentless in this department over the last couple of nights, albeit with a couple of
140.
hiccups. Just look at his facial expressions in the background. He's starting to feel slightly
85.
uncomfortable. This is game number 23 of the week. There's going to be a bit of wear and tear about Graham at the end of this week.
42.
You have to go through what some of these players go through for an entire year. Some of them have rigorous full-time jobs, commitments with children, families, friends, a full-time dart schedule as well.
125.
It takes a mental toll and a physical toll. I spoke with Andy Bolton about this when he was playing here. He said he's never needed a holiday more than when he played Super Series darts
59.
challenge to our ADC. He said it is terrifyingly busy. He spends more time in airports than his own bed.
135. Glenn McCarr, 120.
Well, a few quid in a nice shiny trophy might soften the blow. Gets the ball, but can't get it a
95.
second
Harry Power,
time. He had lots of
150.
room there to try and follow it. Starts on the bull as well. This time for Ward. Wants 115. Bull, 15 bull. No,
90.
same outcome.
Glenn McCarr, 25.
They're trying to give us something.
I told you the fireworks were going to fly. Okay. We're doing this trick again, are we? Double two.
21.
Another match start
Harry Power,
missed.
25. Game shown on the fifth leg, Harry Ward.
2 in a row for Harry Ward. He's creeping
Sixth leg,
up.
Harry to through first.
We
Game
already
on.
know that the way that this group will finish has pretty much been decided. Hall, Small, Ward.
60.
But as you say, playing for the big W, that's what they're after.
When Hall was going for that second bullseye, the first one was such a peach. Right in the middle. If it had been
60.
2 millimeters higher, he was more likely to hit a second one.
$100.
Same could have been said for Harry's 115. If his first dart in the bull was just maybe 3 millimeters higher, it would have went in.
59.
Kind of reminds us of Gary Anderson's 150 or 3 bulls against against Luke Littler at the Grand Slam in semi-final last year to leave 15.
60.
Yep. It's Saturday, and the Grand Slam of darts starts today. The run into Christmas has officially started.
59.
Well, speaking of 3 bullseyes, the international pairs nearly delivered us that. Wasn't that long ago on that same stage,
100.
the Swedish team. Came within 1 dart of something truly incredible.
If Anton Östlund had hit that,
43.
it would have taken something extraterrestrial to beat that as a 9-darter. Pairs that way,
97.
never been done. The only other way you could have topped that would be 3 167s. For the perfect 9-darter.
100. Harry Power, 84.
Well, this could be, all of a sudden, 3-3. Could have been 4-0. Could have been 4-1. As in, could have been 4-2 is looking unlikely. It was never going to be 4-2. But it is going to be 4-3 to somebody.
So the final leg, Graham to through first. Game on.
A deciding leg. We saw a couple of them yesterday in Group B.
60.
It's been a bit more straightforward this evening in terms of the way that the results have gone.
$39.
I think if you've been through what Graham's been through this season, playing 4 games in a day feels rather normal. But if you're playing a lot less like
60.
Harry is, this will feel a lot harder. Graham's more conditioned for this. Any struggles he's got physically or mentally are purely because of
60.
the length of season he's had. There's a sweet spot between being sharp and being drained.
60.
I sincerely hope that Graham's got enough left for Saturday night. I think he's going to need it. The adrenaline will be invaluable. When there's fans in here, there's a bit more noise, and it can carry you through. It definitely helped the players at the recent ADC Championship Tour Grand Final. Graham won every game that day in a last leg decider.
140.
Just like this one. But he hasn't won it yet.
$58.
He will be first down to a finish. But what kind of finish?
134.
A nice one. Because that was a nice visit. 2 data, single to double, and a chance to win 4-3 and cement himself as the top dog
100.
in Group B.
Well, here we go again. Second in Group A. Wins Group B. It is just the tonic the last 3 weeks.
31.
But he still hasn't won this game.
144.
I've actually stopped counting how many match starts he's had. Because I thought he was going to win it about 5 minutes ago.
He's 3 out of 17
16.
on the doubles. We've not said that much about Graham Hall in this Group B campaign, but it doesn't matter anymore because he wins the last leg decider against Harry Ward, and by virtue of that victory cements his spot at the top of Group B. These two already knew they were coming back tomorrow night for finals night, but in the end Graham Hall rounds off a pretty comprehensive campaign with a 4-3 victory over Harry Ward.
Welcome to the last game of Group B, and we're already into Saturday, which is going to host the Week 10 finals here at the Live Lounge on the south coast of Hampshire. One of these guys is going to be here. Alex Small has had a very impressive group. He's been dogged, and he's shown great quality at times to dispose of many an opponent. But somewhat against the run of form, Carl Sneed will not be here on Saturday night. The first time he has failed to make a finals night here in 2025. After making a semi and a final earlier in the year, Series 12 will not be his. And 43. I suppose, Niall McCorn, we have to ask the question, is this the last leg 100. Of the Carl Sneed tour in Portsmouth before he could potentially get a tour card in January? I would not be shocked if he got one.
100.
If he does, we wish him well. If he doesn't, get yourself back down here because we love you, Carl.
57.
That will no doubt be the end for Carl Sneed. He's been playing on the PDC
100.
Pro Tour on occasions in 2025, and speaking to him yesterday, he said it was a little bit surreal being in the same room as
80.
all of the best players on the planet. He took Peter Wright to a last leg decider, lost out 6-5 to a two-time world champion. He's played a European champion, Richie Edhouse, another world champion
60.
in Michael Smith. So he's playing against the top brass in this sport. That will no doubt stand him in good
90.
stead and give him confidence if he does decide to go to Q School, which we know he probably will.
96.
He really should, because I think after a little break, he will be a big threat. Speaking of threats, we are talking about Alec in a very different way now to how we were 2.5 days ago. If he goes on to win the week, we're going to make a highlight reel of some of the things he's done 59. This week. And the thing at the end will be that 129 on Wednesday. It might turn out to be one of the biggest shots 80. Of his career. We don't know what the ripple effect fully is yet. But he's been a transformed human being since Wednesday lunchtime.
80.
And just for the record, I much prefer this Alex Small shirt to the one he had on yesterday.
95.
Kind of looks like a suit of armour in a strange old way. Maybe it's the kind of chevron nature of the front of that shirt, but suit of armour would be apt because he's deflected all of the things that have come his way, and he's been jousting his way through this group. I mean, he's going to finish second to Graham Hall, but Graham's been unbelievable, 56. So he can be pretty happy with the way things are gone.
I don't know how nerdy this statement is, but I'm sure you're going to confirm it for me, Niall. When I look at the front of that shirt for Alec, 60. It looks like a Welsh version of Optimus Prime.
$60.
I mean, you could say he has transformed a little bit over the last few days. That's
just
not a bad thing, is it? Heading
59.
into Saturday.
$100.
Just imagine if you were the voice of Optimus Prime or Megatron and you had to call the dentist.
108. Alucard 110.
It must be really difficult, even if you're Paul Hinks. A big darts fan recognises your voice. It's tops for Alex Small for 2-0.
71.
Oh, well, that one
14.
was a bit of a googly. Double 2.
10.
It really hasn't been his group.
21. Carlucar 4.
Back to twos. It's going to be an 8-visit leg if someone can take it now or next.
Game shown the
Now
second
we'll
leg,
do. It's
Carl
1-1.
Sneed. Third leg, Alex is through first. Game on.
I'm trying to read Carl. And I'm pretty confident
41.
in my assumption that he is knackered. Now, if he plays as much darts in 2026 as he
99.
has this year, I have a sneaky suspicion he's going to get better. He'll be rich for the
140.
experience. But if I could ask him anything right now, it would be this. Do you want more of what you've had this year?
180.
The stock answer is, of course I do. But I want to feel how much you want it. Okay, the answers are coming from the dartboard. Back-to-back maxes.
$95. Audio car 140.
Well, Sneed was on the double Nelson. Small will have him in a full Nelson if this goes, and it might just,
108. Color car 127.
That was a great effort. Seeing one of these. Are we seeing another?
92.
Oh, that's a shame.
Audio car 32.
Not for Alec. He wanted to come back.
Game shown the third leg, Alex Small. Fourth leg, Carl through first. Game on.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a tired dart, wasn't it, from Carl Sneed, and maybe just indicative of the end of a road this year, as you say. Although, I might be chatting absolute rubbish because he's just throwing the next two
140.
darts straight in the treble 20.
Adrenaline's a wonderful thing, but adrenaline runs out.
28.
In retrospect, if you were to speak to someone at the end of their season and offer them what they've achieved,
94.
what would they say? Sneed winning his first Challenge Tour event, everything he's been through. If you'd have offered him that on January the 1st, he would have said,
40.
I'll take it with bells on. But when you've experienced everything since then, and there's been a few
59.
near misses, he'll be thinking, well, it could have been a little bit better.
That's the thing. I think he'll be delighted with how the year's gone, but you always want that
100.
little bit more. And it's a bit like last season in the Premier League,
56.
Nottingham Forest finishing
Color
in the
car
European
81.
spots. They could have had Champions League. Wayward one from Sneed.
$41.
But in the end, they didn't get Champions League, even though they were in the top 4 for most of the season, top 5. But in context, from what they had the year before, it was an
44.
excellent
Color car
campaign. But
40.
there was the potential of a little bit more. And we might get a bit more of Carl Sneed if he can level this game. He
Game shown
does.
the fourth leg, Carl Sneed.
Was it Liberty X who
Fifth
sang
leg,
that?
Alex through first. Game on.
Just a little bit more. Or am I just showing my age here? But there's a very famous painting,
85.
isn't there, by Gustav Klimt, Austrian artist, called Contentment. If you stare at that painting,
43.
it does make you think about what would give you that. What are you happy with
66.
without the feeling of needing more? In sport, we're just greedy. We always want more. And if you reach the point where you don't
60.
really need any more, that's where you've got to start asking yourself some really stiff questions. Sport
58.
is about a little bit of contentment, but a little bit of greed.
I think that's a really good point in general, as
What
Carl
about
Sneed
80?
gives us a maximum. His second of the match.
85.
And I think there's a more interesting debate to be had as well about players at the top level of the game operating on autopilot and knowing that their B game, C game is good enough to beat most players, and actually the standards are rising all the time. That high watermark is growing and growing and growing to the point where sometimes your autopilot all of a sudden becomes not good enough to win, and then you have to start trying again. It's a little thing called complacency.
100.
And it taps everyone on the shoulder from time to time.
Yes, it does.
$84. Carl 60.
Carl has not won a game this evening.
40.
And he might not win one because Small has been very useful on his doubles this evening. He's on double 18. And he scuppers the plans of Carl once again. Everybody got points on night one. If Small wins one more leg, Sneed is the only person not to win a game on a nightly campaign in this group.
42.
Earlier in the week, Devin Peterson had a winless day, so he wouldn't be alone.
100.
I think when we look back on
41.
the 5 days of action we've had, come tonight, 7:30 on Pluto TV for the Week 10 finals, the first word that is going to spring to my mind is
95.
brutal. For many different reasons. The brutality of Tyler Thorpe on the others. The brutality of Jared Cole
100.
in defeat. And then, of course, we can't forget about Steve Green, who is on a 10-match winning
94.
streak. Winning everything on Tuesday and Wednesday. It does feel like a long time since we saw him.
134.
Well, you put all that together, and this place could be like the Colosseum. Thumbs down from
42.
the Emperor. Let the lions out. Who's going to be torn to shreds? And who's going to stand there with the glory?
128. Alukar 170.
I don't see anybody being merciful in here.
96. Alukar 56.
Sneed was really good at clinging on in games at this stage yesterday. He's
Getting
clinging
close
on
to six,
again
Carl Sneed.
for that solitary victory that he'd love to have to say goodbye to this place in 2025.
Game on.
Well, he's forced a few last leg deciders, hasn't he, across the 2 days, Carl Sneed? We have another one
81.
here in our final game of the evening, the final match of Group B.
$99.
Must be a strange old feeling knowing that this is your last game, your last leg.
I wonder whether he is thinking that, or whether he's just thinking, I want to win. And then it will hit him. It's my last game for a while.
It might hit him later. It might be the last time he plays here.
138.
We don't know. That's the thing about it. We can only speculate. When this game is over,
94.
we want nothing but the best for the players when they leave. We want them to succeed, but if they don't get a tour card, if they
60.
choose to stay at this level, we will welcome successful players back with open arms.
55.
Because there will be more opportunities for them. Coming down that M6 motorway or on that pesky train.
100.
Why not finish with a Tum Plus
95.
checkout?
Alukar 104.
But who's going to get it?
$56. Alukar 120. $55.
Neither
Alukar
will find a Tum
48.
Plus checkout, but Sneed might end with a win after all. And that's exactly what he does.
Sneed.
To his credit, he's stuck to his task. And that means that the Bomber says goodbye to the Modus Super Series for 2025 with a victory. It was a very entertaining game, but there's plenty to talk about. When we come back, myself and Niall will chew the fat.
Charlie McGuire, 164. 44. 32. Charlie required 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls of this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
required
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
It's a moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the
81.
stage,
Charlie
approaching the
required
Oki with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think he's gone to
118.
bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust. And
39.
on that situation there, George Scaife wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
required
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's giving George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Go
Couldn't get the job
it.
done.
Got in the match! And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Scaife.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Scaife!
Welcome back to the live lounge here in Portsmouth, where Group B has concluded tonight here in week 10 of Series 12. Those are the last 6 results of the evening. We went to last leg deciders in the last 2 games, but in the end, Harry Ward, Graham Hall and Alex Small have all booked their place back here tomorrow night for finals night. Here's how the group concluded in the end then. Graham out on his own, 4 points ahead. Alex Small in second on 10, and Harry Ward with 8 points, joined by the asset Paul Nicholson in the studio. I'm very pleased to say that Graham Hall, the group winner, is here with us as well. First of all, coming to you, Paul, because the man next to you has planted his flag in the ground pretty much from Thursday night and said, I'm the guy to beat.
Unquestionably. I think the way that things transpired in the first 3 days, it was easy for Graham to pull his hair out because of missed starts at double and matches that got away. But even with all of that, he still finished second in Group A, which is something we'll come back to. But you can draw a line under the Group A campaign, come back for B, and figure it out. There was some great darts in there. 2 performances that really did shine. Average of nearly 111 at the end of Thursday night, of course, and then coming back against the same person in Carl Sneed, and it was 106, 107. So I'm not really sure. I haven't asked him yet, but I don't know whether Carl Sneed's sort of off his Christmas list or something.
You can ask him now if you want. Do you hate Carl Sneed? Can we just get that confirmed?
No, not at all.
You just seem to perform really well against him. But first of all, first question, before we even talk about the darts, how are you feeling? Because I know you mentioned that perhaps your back was a little bit sore. It was hard to tell that that was the case with how well you played.
Yeah, I had a bit of a sore back from the beginning of the week. Not a very good hotel bed, but I've put myself in another hotel now, and hopefully come back tomorrow a bit rested up, and hopefully it's a bit better than what it has been.
Right, on to the darts. How pleased are you? Because the last 2 days, you must have been feeling in really good nick.
Yeah, always pleased to get to Saturday. At the start of the week, the only goal is make Saturday and then make what you can from there then, and yeah, pleased.
Some really good moments, both clutch moments when you needed it, some big finishes, but for me, the way that you were so consistent from the very first start of every match you played, you got yourself in front and nobody could ever really catch you in all of the games that you played in.
Yeah, I think my scoring's always there. That's probably the strength of my game, but I do know I mess up a little bit on doubles, and I do get a bit frustrated myself when I shouldn't do really, but when I calm down, and yeah, that's when my game comes out and I can hit doubles.
Do you feel a little bit of sympathy for Jared Cole, considering what he's been through the last couple of nights with a lot of darts missing on the wrong side of the wire, because that was you on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yeah, definitely. To be honest, I can't remember a time I've ever seen Jared play like he has, and I don't think he was playing that bad, but like you say, his doubles just wasn't there this week.
In terms of your favourite moments through the course of the week, has it been getting through a little bit more of adversity at the start of the week, or has it been flexing your muscles really in the latter stages?
Yeah, I know I didn't get off to a very good start, but we all know my main goal is on the first week, if I don't win the group, I want to finish second, third, and just get into Group B, give myself the best chance to get into Saturday.
I don't know if you believe in signs, Graham, but you know what we do in commentary? We're here enough for the week. We tend to look at patterns over the course of a series, and we've studied what Derek Coulson's done and what Tom Sykes has done, and obviously what Neil Duff has done in week 3. But the last 3 weekly winners all finished second in Group A. I didn't know whether I was going to tell him this, because I know that telling a dart player too much information can be a bad thing, but it's a pretty good sign actually.
I'm hoping so, yeah. That'll be lovely, and hopefully I can carry on that trend. But yeah.
Right, let's go back to the start of the week. Group A. You said didn't get off to the best start. How important is it for you to keep the belief? Because you say the scoring's there, and then when you knit it all together, you're able to compete against anyone. And I imagine you'll probably be feeling the same heading into tomorrow. But in terms of how you'd assess the way that the start of the week went, what would you say about that?
Yeah, definitely. I knew it wasn't going that well, but I know my game's there, and it can come out any time. And luckily, I think I've just peaked at the right time on the Thursday and Friday, and yeah, lovely.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad shot. I think there's a lot of people this week who've been swept up in the Tyler Thorpe hurricane.
Yeah.
Because he won 10 games out of 10 in Group C, but we can't forget ceiling of performance, whereas Tyler's ceiling was 101.9. Graham's was 9-10 points better than that. And Saturday nights are something that Graham knows. Tyler hasn't been there yet. We'll see what he's capable of doing on a finals night. But when you've been there before and you've set the benchmark for standard, I will be astonished if he's not the favourite for Saturday night.
Just quickly, Graham, how confident are you about Saturday?
Yeah, I'm always confident going into Saturday, and you've got to be confident, or else there's no point really being here and playing. But yeah, I'm always confident in my game. Whether it happens or not is another thing, but I know one of these times it's going to be my turn. So yeah.
Well, when we looked at Group B and we saw the names in this group yesterday, Paul, we said we thought it might be fast and furious. Graham's gone out and flown into the lead and won the group. But what about the rest of the contenders, and who will be joining him tomorrow on on the stage?
Yeah, when you look at Harry Ward, I'm not really sure what to grade his performances. I think he's just been able to pick off the odd win here and there that other people weren't able to do. Carl and Jared weren't able to pick up those scrappy victories. Harry was able to do that, and that's why he's finished third. But as far as improvement from one group to another, Graham has played better in Group B than Group A. I think he would admit that. But the improvement of Alec from, now let me pick a fair point of the week. I'm going to say Tuesday afternoon through to now. My word, that has really impressed me. We know that Alec has got quality. He beats himself up in his own mind, and he's quite a shy individual. But when he can express himself and he just gets that little drop of belief, the ripple effect is enormous. And we've seen it over the last couple of nights. When he believes he can do extraordinary things, and getting second spot is a very, very good effort.
Okay, well, Group B is now done and dusted. What does that mean for, well, tonight? I was going to say tomorrow night. It's not. It's only in a few hours' time you'll be able to catch the action here on Pluto TV. This is what the finals night of Week 10 looks like. Group A winner Steve Green, and then Graham, we've been speaking to him here in the studio, wins Group B along with Alex Small and Harry Ward joining him. Joe Mernon came second, quite a long way behind Tyler Thorpe, and after the way he performed in Group C, a lot of people will be talking about him, Paul.
Yes, they will be, and for good reason. But I think the way he's been speaking to us the last couple of days, I think he's all right with this being a first experience. Coming into a Saturday night with 10 consecutive wins, he's not the only one. Because Steve Green's got 10 consecutive wins as well. The narratives going into this Saturday night are fabulous. So much fat to chew, and we just can't wait to see who goes up against each other. Now, Graham's got Tyler, and he's got Harry Ward. Knows a lot about Harry, obviously. So Tyler's got people that he doesn't know a great deal about. So this is fascinating stuff.
Have you been watching, Graham? Did you see any of Tyler's games?
Yeah, I watched a couple of the highlights and stuff, and I'm actually looking forward to playing him now he's in my group, and yeah, should be good.
How do you feel when you're coming up against a player that maybe you've not played too much against? Is it just got to trust yourself? And
well, that's it. You can only trust your own game, and I believe in my game, and on my day, if I play my game, I know I can beat anybody, and they all probably think the same. So just go up there and do the best we can.
What would you say the perfect next, not just 24 hours, but the next 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even 2 to 3 months looks like for you? What would be your ambition between now and, let's say, if we spoke to you in 6 weeks' time, for example?
Well, it'd be nice to win this and the, the Global Championship, yeah. I think that's where my main focus is at the moment, the Global Championship, but playing here this week, and it can only do my game some good.
We've talked in commentary, Niall, about how rigorous this season has been for Graham. Playing Pro Tour darts, Challenge Tour darts, ADC. I don't know how much local stuff he's been playing on top of that, but he must be absolutely shattered. But the thing is, if you've got enough energy left...
He's nodding, he agrees with you.
If you've got enough energy left, the feed-on effect from today, which is a £5,000 prize tonight, you get the Champions Week. That's 5 times as much. And then it's almost double that for the ADC Global. By January 4th, you're talking about the thick end of £100,000, which could set your life up for another tilt at a tour card. 2 months' time, life changes if everything goes to plan. Now that's the ideal situation. If you just get a little bit of that, if you get a weekly title and a really good run at the finals night come at the end of the month, a great global championship, everything could change. There's a lot on the line.
There's a lot to be said for winning experience on that stage as well, and Graham has that, and so do all of these players. Here are the weekly winners from Series 12. Still yet to decide who wins Week 10. We'll find out that tomorrow night, and then it's the penultimate week. Next week, Week 11, before Week 12 concludes, and it's into another Champions Week, and there are some real star-studded names in and amongst that group, aren't there?
Yeah, the narrative of Series 12 is experience. Even the first-time winners in this series have done bits before. Take Keegan Brown, for example. First-time winner here, World Youth Champion, and he's got 2 Players' Championship titles. It's very, very different now to 2 years ago when people were winning for the first time.
Final question then to you, Graham. I mentioned winning experience on that stage. You've got that very recently, and we know there's some big stuff coming up, so that must stand you in real good stead moving forward into the next few weeks.
Yeah, definitely. It can only give you more confidence playing up there, especially when you're playing well. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. Really excited.
Okay, brilliant stuff. Well, next up, we're going to be taking a look at the Mr. and Mrs. International pairs. I don't really know what to make of that. What do you make of that?
Well, Chris Murphy's involved, and you've got Danny Van Tripe and Jimmy Van Ski involved, so anything could happen there, and they won the first international pairs, so it'll be interesting to see what they think of each other.
It's coming up to 1:15 in the morning, and it's quite strange to think of Adrian Lewis in a Mr. and Mrs. concept, but there we go. Loads of stuff coming up for you on Pluto TV, including tomorrow night, where it is going to be Champions Night for Week 10. And it's one of those nights you do not want to miss, so we will see you in a few hours' time on Pluto TV. Thanks for your company this evening. We'll catch you there.
The new Modus Super Series champion. Yes! What a finish! The silencer, Jeff Smith! And it is that shot wins week 6. Maximum checkout. He's done it.
Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius?
Yes.
Let's do it then. Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Labanowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receiving the trophy, £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th